Hey, everybody. Welcome back to First to Know. Jessica and I are joined by Todd Newton. I'm so excited. So you are the host of Price is Right Live.
Yes, ma'am. The traveling version of what we think, safe to say, is America's favorite game show. So we're excited to be back.
How can it not be America's favorite game show? Especially if you're like a Gen Xer who, you know, you're born and watching Price is Right, Bob Barker out there doing his thing. And so you're here because you've got, the show is when? This Friday, correct?
Friday, yeah. And it's wild because this show has been on television for over half a century.
Really?
You know, and that's what we run into a lot with folks that come to see the show time and time again. You know, they watched it with their parents or their grandparents, and we look out in the audience and we see 2 or 3 generations of people. It never goes out of style. Winning great prizes would never go out of style.
No.
And we're just thrilled to be doing that. This is our 24th year touring the country. So this Friday night is the kickoff of the tour. At the big night. Yeah.
Jim and Linda Lee Performing Arts Center. Are tickets available?
They go very quickly, and this show always sells out, but I would hope that there are a few remaining.
I'm going to tell you, Prescott, Quad Cities, we are late to the game always. I show up at a concert that I have tickets for, you know, a month in advance, and there are people at the box office the night of going, why are the lines so long? Like, I don't know.
You know, the great thing about this show, and because we've been here a few times, people know that everyone in the audience has a chance to hear their names called to come on down and to play these games that they've seen on television for 10, 20, 30, 40 years and win the prizes. So this is not a night out at the theater. You know, this is an actual game show.
Immersive, interactive.
Where we give away actual prizes, and you'll go home with those prizes, and it doesn't matter where you're sitting in the theater. Everyone has an equal shot to play. All the contestants are chosen at random. You know, it's a date night. It's a family night. It's an incredible experience.
I was going to ask you about that because I always look at the people who make it up on stage always seem to be the crazy, like, let's go. So I'm like, they have to have been watching them from like standing in the line, walking in, because I imagine if you're standing in line, you go sit down.
Right.
You know,
well, let's take a little peek behind the curtain here.
Okay.
I think in 2025, everyone knows that in television game shows, there's a certain degree of pre-selection.
Yeah.
There has to be. And the fact that we're a live touring show produced by the same people that do the TV show, created by the same people, but because we charge admission, we have to, obviously.
Yeah.
Because we charge admission, and this was Mr. Barker's rule, everyone in the theater has that same opportunity to get called down and win.
Awesome.
He created this live show, and he being the great Bob Barker, he created this show, in his words, to take a little bit of Hollywood out across the country so that folks that may not have the opportunity to take time off from work or hire babysitters or whatever the case may be to come all the way out to Hollywood would still be able to play their favorite games and win these prizes.
That's awesome.
I don't think he ever foresaw how long this would last or how big it would become. I wish he were still with us so that he could see these theaters of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people.
You know he's watching.
But I get such a rush out of it. And I love seeing the look on a contestant's face when he or she comes up on stage, to see their lip trembling a little bit with excitement, maybe beads of sweat
a little bit
on the forehead, you know, when Plinko comes out or when they
Plinko.
get to spin the big wheel. So yes, on television, there's a little pre-selection, but at our show, there is none.
Nice.
We have randomizing software. People register using a QR code in the lobby, and that randomizing software spits the names out literally moments before they're called.
So if I go, but I don't want to go up on stage, I just want to watch the fun.
You just don't scan the QR code.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you'd go to the Price is Right without trying to win a brand new
Yes.
car, but
maybe I'm shy.
Yes.
I'm super shy. So one thing I always remember Bob Barker, it was just at the end of the show, he'd have his long, skinny microphone. He'd say, now, don't forget to have your pet spayed or neutered.
Yes.
Do you say that?
At the end of every single show.
And why do you say that?
Help control the pet population. have your pets spayed or neutered.
Mhm.
I'll tell you the reason why we do that. When Mr. Barker gave me this job 24 years ago,
So you're the original.
the very first show was at a tiny little theater in Reno, Nevada. And we were supposed to be there for 2 weeks. And here we are over 2 decades later,
Wow.
which is a testament to
The show, right?
to the Price
Yeah.
is Right.
And you,
to the
of course.
brand. But the only thing Mr. Barker asked, he never said, now here, I want you to do this or do that. The only thing he asked was that we end every show with the reminder to ask folks to help us control the pet population. It is something that is out of control. Any animal lover knows that, the importance of spaying or neutering. And the person that introduced Bob to the whole pet love and pet welfare world was his late wife, Dorothy Jo, who passed away in the 80s.
Mm.
And she's the one that encouraged him to become a vegetarian and to become very active in animal welfare to the nth degree, more so than he ever made public. But in addition to his love and care for animals, that sign-off was also his way of acknowledging Dorothy Jo at the end of every show. You know, he never remarried. They never had children. She was there with him at the beginning of his career. She produced his radio show.
Wow.
She was there with him through it all. And that,
His
to
one
me,
and only. Huh?
is, yeah. I mean, of course, he dated afterwards and had relationships, but you know, I would love to have just one person, you know, like that, who makes such an impact. I think that's a beautiful thing. And, you know, and I love the fact that he found a way to salute her at the end of every show while still doing some good for the world.
It reminds me of Carol Burnett with the little little ear.
Who was that? Was to her grandmother, right?
I think daughter.
Daughter.
Yeah, like
somebody.
Time to go to bed.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. That's right. You know, that old Hollywood just fascinates me.
Classy.
I love the elegance of it. I love the Carol Burnett's, the Bob Barkers. Bob Barker and Johnny Carson were the two personalities that made me want to become a television host before I even knew what a host
I want to be that guy.
was. Yeah. I knew that my mother and grandmother loved watching Bob during the day. And at night, Johnny Carson could make my father laugh in a way that no one else could. And I just thought that this is really magical because I recognized that they were doing it by being themselves, or maybe a slightly exaggerated version of themselves. And I wanted to find a way to do that. And I never in a million years growing up in Missouri would have thought that Bob Barker would one day teach me how to do this. I mean, the man changed my life.
How did that happen?
Well, in 2000 and 2001, I was hosting a game show called Whammy, the all-new Press Your Luck.
Okay.
Another classic, Big Bucks, No Whammies,
Big
right?
Bucks, No Whammies,
on
Big
Game
Bucks,
Show
No Whammy.
Network,
Yep.
right? And we were produced by the same production company that does Price is Right. So I, being a 31-year-old guy, just asked our producers, hey, can I go to a taping of Price? And can I meet Bob? You know? And so the answer to the
Not
first question
particularly in
was,
that order, but
yes, yes, you could go to a taping. We'll see about meeting Bob. Every host wants to meet Bob, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that Bob spent a lot of time in Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, doing radio and television, military in Missouri. And he and Dorothy Jo would come to St. Louis quite a bit for date nights. And if they wanted to go to the big city, you know, he was a big St. Louis Cardinals fan. St. Louis is where I grew up. So I think that maybe opened the door a crack. And then eventually, I like to think it was the fact that maybe he recognized my passion for hosting. I had done 2 game shows by that point, and I realized that I love this. There are no second takes in game shows. You can't rework the outcome of a game legally. You can't do it. For the most part at the time, they were live to tape. A little different now, you know, there's, you know, stops and starts, but, and there was an audience. I loved an audience. I came from that world. Prior to game shows, I was on E! Entertainment Television doing all the live red carpet stuff. So this was kind of my wheelhouse. And I started going to tapings of Price more and more frequently, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, until we got to the point where I would stay after and Mr. Barker would, walk me through certain things that may have happened. Todd, what did you see with this? And how would you have handled this? But the one thing he really taught me, because a host has to do it his or her own way, but the one thing he said was, play the game through the eyes of the contestant. And I just had my first child. My son was less than a year old. He said, it's almost like Christmas now. You look at Christmas different because you're looking at it through the eyes of your child. It's exciting and fun, and Christmas morning and birthdays, same thing. We get to be adults, and those things become, we'll have dinner with some friends, and then that's it. But when you've got a 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old running around,
so different.
Christmas morning is different.
Magic.
So when I am on that stage, whether it's a TV show or with Price Live, I get to do this every night. I don't ever take that for granted. I know how lucky I am and how fortunate and blessed. But for this contestant, this is someone who's been watching the show since they were a child. Maybe their grandmother's in the audience. I've got a soft spot for grandmothers. Maybe their grandmother's in the audience with them. If I find out that they are, I bring the grandma up. Let's share this experience together. Because
grandma's been watching.
That's right. That's right. And if they have the chance to win $5,000, $10,000, that's a lot of money. That pays off a lot of credit cards, or that's a great start to saving for a kid's college, or that might get you out of the hole. Or a trip. If there's a trip that you haven't been able to take for whatever, and now you're on your way to Paris, it's, those moments are once in a lifetime. And to be able to share those moments with people is really magical for me. And Mr. Barker, he didn't teach me to appreciate that, but he reminded me of how special those moments are, and to really maximize these moments. And that's what makes The Price is Right on television or on stage so incredible, because you've got 3,000 people in the audience of our show now experiencing this game, this moment, this win with a complete stranger, and I love that. It brings people together. Game shows are the only real reality television out there for the most part.
It's not scripted.
That's right.
Yeah.
And, unlike a concert that you may go to where maybe the singer's voice is off a little bit, or go see a comedian and maybe their jokes just aren't hitting, The Price is Right is always going to be memorable, because no two audiences are the same. No two shows could possibly be the same. We rotate the games in and out, There are a couple games that we play every show, because if we didn't, we'd get booted right out of town. If we don't bring Plinko out, all hell's going to break loose, and we know it.
Riot in Prescott. Prescott Valley. Yeah. Okay, so are the models there? Is that what they were called, right? The Price is Right models, right?
Yeah, they were called Barker's Beauties.
That's what it was. Yep.
We tend to call them Newton's Knockouts. I like that. Yeah.
I like that.
Toddy's Hotties.
But
we're all game show fans first and game show employees second. So authenticity, I think, is paramount to all of us that work on this show. People have certain expectations, deservedly so. You're paying money. You're the ones that invest your time to come see us and to watch the TV show. So if this looks like some kind of high school musical, it's not going to work.
I'm going to tell you, I was thinking it's probably some, cardboard something.
No,
and
all the set pieces are built by the same people that build the set pieces for television.
Do you have the wheel?
Oh, the big wheel. Yeah. Yeah. And these set pieces are, since it's just us talking here, these things are expensive. I mean, these are no joke. We're a tour bus, an 18-wheeler tour. And after we leave Prescott, it's a different city every night all the way through November. So about 130 shows a year all across the U.S. and Canada. And I love it.
What an awesome life.
Love it. Yeah.
That is
great.
And
we only tour in the spring and the fall. So I have, I'm an Arizona guy. I live in Arizona, which makes these shows at the beginning very nice for me. But it's nice to have summers off, as you know, because the weather is so wonderful in Arizona during the summer. It's where else can you spend 110-degree weather? Although up here, it's
beautiful.
It's much nicer. Yes.
Yeah, we're still in the 80s going, come on.
Yeah.
Bring us some 70s.
Well, I escape. I'm a Scottsdale guy, but I escape up here to Prescott and Flagstaff. And, listen, I'm not against hopping in a car on a hot day and driving up to the Crown King Saloon for a bowl of that chili. It's I have my escapes up here many, many times.
Nice. So we put together a game.
Yes. Good
so
for you.
My boss was supposed to be here, and I know he knows nothing about prices, but she bought this stuff. So Jessica already knows the prices. So
yes,
it's going to be,
I can't play.
It's going to be me against you, and because everybody else already knows the prices. So we're just going to have to wing it.
Obviously, the name of the game is to come as close as we can to the actual retail price without going over.
Yes.
Right?
However, they're Amazon prices because Fry's and Walmart and everything else was so.
And that's actually an interesting point. People ask us a lot, especially when we're in Canada, are these Canadian or US prices? Or, are these California prices or New York? Amazon is where we get a lot of these lot of these prices.
That's smart.
Prizes. I mean, listen, Amazon changed the world, right? So but yeah, and we don't try to trick anybody. We want people to win these prizes. We don't stay in business if people aren't winning prizes. And it doesn't come out of my pocket. So the more you all win, the better it is for me.
Now, do you still have the $100 bill in your jacket pocket?
Yes. We do not use the skinny mic anymore.
Okay.
We did that in the beginning years, but coincidentally, it kept disappearing. So we would, disappearing or getting damaged. It's a very, very delicate piece of equipment. So the skinny mic and the Plinko chips tend to grow legs and walk off. The Plinko chips those things are kept under lock and key. You should see how they store those things.
That's
because
funny.
Everybody, when you're in a different city every night, you're not going to see these people again.
They got some memorabilia.
That's right. People get sticky fingers. So, those are
Skinny
are
Mike's
kept.
Gone. Plinko guarded with your life.
Those Plinko chips cost about $300 a piece.
Holy.
Because they are
weighted,
trademarked and weighted, and they have to be constructed to specific dimensions. And they have to weigh a certain amount to go down the board properly.
Wow.
So it's
not flying off.
And again, there's only one company out of Los Angeles that can make all this stuff. It's not like we can just find somebody on Craigslist.
Amazon.
Yeah. Right.
Before we start this one, what is your favorite game?
Great question. Now, if I were a contestant on the show, I would want to play a game called Golden Road. Are you familiar with that one?
Is it the one where it moves across?
It moves across, and you have the potential to win, 3 cars. So I would go for broke. That would be the one I'd want to play. Hosting, I enjoy a few different ones. Obviously, Plinko, because it makes people so happy. And Plinko is kind of, it's kind of like going to see Leonard Skinner in concert. Plinko is our free bird. Obviously, it comes towards the end of the show. We know you're waiting
the finale.
It's show business, right?
Blink, 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 blink.
But
blink, blink.
I just love seeing people get worked up over what is essentially a carnival game that is pure luck. I mean, it takes some skill getting as many Plinko chips as you can.
Yeah, it's like a
slot machine. But once you drop it, there's no rhyme or reason to that. I mean,
where the hardest one I think is guessing the price of the car.
Yeah.
Where it's like higher or lower than, or
you say, give me, right. I like, I also like Dice Game. That one's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed Shell Game. We used to play Shell Game on the live show for a while, but that's not really live audience friendly. A lot of people, you have to have multiple cameras set up for that. But Cliffhangers is another classic. Although the games rotate in and out, and there are over 100 different pricing games on The Price is Right, I like to tell people we play the greatest hits. No one's ever disappointed. We don't play a lot of the newer games because we know our audience has been watching for quite a while. So, we have 90 minutes to cram as much winning in as we possibly can.
And do you do a showcase showdown?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah, we spin the
too.
wheel twice. The winners, from.
So just like a regular show.
That's right. That's right.
3 winners, 1 wheel, 3 winners, 1 wheel, 2 at the showcase
That's
showdown.
right. And what differs in our show from the TV show, I tell people the differences are few, but they're pretty important because we want to see as many people have the chance to win as possible. The 3 people that spin the wheel are 3 people that are randomly called out from the audience. They're not the 3 people that played the pricing games.
Okay.
So this gives us, since we do it twice, this gives us the chance to give 6 more people the opportunity to come up on stage
I like that.
spin that wheel. And we have every show now has VIP packages where you can get your picture taken with the wheel afterwards. And we do a meet and greet beforehand where I talk all things Bob, and people have all kinds of questions about the show and things that they tell us what the show means to them. And I always think that's really cool.
That's
and
awesome.
men like getting their picture taken with the models. So that's
The Newton knockouts.
the knockouts. Yeah.
I love that.
A lot of fun.
What
All
you
right,
got?
let's
Okay.
bid here.
All right.
Now you, of course, are going to do a description, right? You can't just put it on the table.
I'm
you,
on the spot.
Yeah, you have to say
Okay.
this is,
Okay.
Arm &
Okay.
Hammer baking soda used to freshen your kitchen and blah, 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 blah.
Okay. First item. Lysol 35 count wet wipes used to disinfect counters.
Look
at
at
my
that.
house.
And that's a pack of how many? That's very important.
35 wet wipes.
Pack of 35. Okay. Ladies first.
I'm going to go $2.79.
$2.79. Okay. Let's see. Boy, it kills 99.9% of all bacteria. I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to say $3.89.
Actual retail price $3.99.
Todd Newton.
Oh, now
Ding, ding, ding.
you could have just gone $2.80. You could have just said $2.80.
I could have.
But I like how you did
Yeah.
a little. You
Yeah.
made it dangerous.
Yeah, I could have. Now, had I thought you went
We're
too
even
high,
$1.
$1.
$1.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
was a
what we
good one.
figured Guy would have done the whole time.
Yeah.
$1.
Just $1. $1, Bob.
A penny.
Yeah, that's
penny.
probably the most popular T-shirt we see at our shows.
Really?
Yeah,
$1.
the $1
$1
Bob
Bob.
T-shirts. Yeah.
All right. Next item.
Okay.
Nutritional breakfast for your children. Fruity Pebbles, 11 ounces.
That's my favorite cereal milk when the cereal's gone, by the way. That's
Yes.
good. Okay, so that's your standard box of Post Fruity Pebbles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
I know how much it costs at Fry's, but I'm going to go $2.09.
$2.09. I'm going to say $2.10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actual retail price is $2.97.
Yeah. That's still lower than I thought it was.
Mhm.
All right. 2-0 here, right?
Oh, man.
Okay.
This is
I only
it.
have 2 more.
Okay.
So
All right.
All right.
this one.
Is there a prize, by the way? There was no prize offered here.
I think my boss is going to give us $1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
$1,000.
So
it's
you're-
bragging
Right,
rights.
okay.
Can
Bragging
we
rights.
beat Todd
I don't think
Okay.
we
at
can.
prices? I don't.
I'm going to
I
let
don't
you guess
either.
first.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
1 a day.
Ooh.
Men's key or 6 key vital function vitamins.
All right. These are for the men, your
How many?
typical multi
Oh, yes.
300
300.
tablets.
Yes.
Mm.
All right. Okay. I will admit I don't take a multivitamin.
I don't take men's vitamins.
But
so
right. Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Nor should you. You don't want to do
Yeah,
that. Okay. I'm going to say $6.49.
I'm going to say $6.50. I think it's
Actual
over.
retail price $17.98.
Oh, well, now we know why Todd doesn't take multivitamins.
Yeah, we
That's
can't afford it.
ridiculous.
Can't afford it.
Crazy.
50
I
cents
was
a
like,
day.
this is a good item because that is an insane
that's
amount.
a good one. Okay.
Hope you saved your receipt.
I didn't buy it, Gavin did.
Oh, okay.
It's like Gavin's got some new vitamins.
Item OPI nail lacquer.
Ooh.
So it's fingernail polish.
Yes, but
Hot
it's
pink in
high
color.
end
Mhm.
fingernail
High
polish.
is NPI
Our OPI.
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 Mm-hmm.
I think it's a higher brand
Okay.
name.
Well, every game show host gets manicures, but we don't do the polish.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you like me to go first?
Since you're leading I think you should.
Okay.
I think you should.
All right. For this bottle of fingernail polish, I'm going to assume that there are lower end brands.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't imagine you could get a lower end brand for anything less than $1.99. So a higher end brand, I'm going to say $10.99.
Ooh. I'm going to go $1, Bob.
Oh, she thinks I bid too much.
Actual retail price, $11.99.
Oh, whoa.
What?
We can't beat
Look
Todd.
at that.
This is why my nails aren't polished. I don't take vitamins.
Man, that is an insane price.
Right? That's why I was like, I have to get these items.
I
They're
got to say
insane.
$1, Bob.
Yeah, you did get to say
$1.
Yeah. So I would get to run up on stage and play a pricing game for a fabulous prize.
Yes,
blink,
you
blink,
would.
blink, 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 blink.
Yes. And the prize is, I want people to know fabulous vacations, kitchen appliances, cash money, yes, new cars. It's all available to you Friday night. So
I'm going.
Yeah,
I
I hope you do. I hope you do.
go.
And, obviously you guys have the contact to get free tickets. So please do come see us. And I want to share this moment with people. The Prescott crowds are always great crowds. So let's make some game show magic together.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I totally, and I want to interview you backstage. I think this is the coolest thing. I want to meet the Newton knockouts. And just know I can do this.
Yes.
So
then you've got it made.
if you
That's
need me,
all
you
you
need
need. Yeah, that's it. You got the whole thing. Just a sparkly dress and you're set to go. Set to go.
Dang, I do have this, but not a sparkly dress. So. Well, thank you so much for coming on. You've changed my mind because I really, traveling Price is Right. I think, how could it be as good as the original or the one on TV? But I'm so excited to hear that it is that and more and just exciting. And
well, we have great respect for this brand and great respect for what it means to people. More importantly, nothing sticks around for over half a century if they're not putting the audience or if it's a business, the customer or whomever it may be. If you don't put those people first, if you don't remember who keeps the lights on, and in show business, if you ever forget, even for one moment, who you're really doing it for, then you lose sight of it all and it starts to come off the rails. And there's not a moment that I don't stand behind those doors that are so familiar to so many people. And I
got the doors.
Yeah. And I hear that music, dun, 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 and when they say, here's the host of The Price is Right, I get a chill every night without fail. I get that chill because I know I'm part of something that means something. So we hope people enjoy it. You contribute as much to this show as the prizes do, as I do, as the games do. So let's have a little bit of fun. Friday night.
Yeah. Friday night, Jim and Linda Lee Center. Don't get your tickets until we go on and get our tickets if there's any left. And would you like to sign us out, Bob Barker?
Yes, well, let me give the website real quick.
Okay.
Pricesrightlive.com. If you want to see some pictures of the set pieces, the games, or the tour schedule, or you can also order your tickets at pricesrightlive.com. And before I go, please remember to help control the pet population in your hometown. Ladies, say it with me. Have your pets
spayed or neutered.
I love this.